Hey guys, welcome back. So in this 6-part series, we're breaking down all of the parts of the home buying process. Last week, we talked about getting pre-approved for a loan. So that's step number 1. So step 2 in the home buying process is arguably the most fun part because you've gotten pre-approved, you know you can buy a house, and you know what price range to look at. And now it's time to go shopping. So going house shopping is probably the most fun part, but it's important to know how can you actually land your dream house? Okay, how can you actually get your offer accepted when it's a competitive market? So this will work in most markets, but this video is being recorded around July of 2020. Right now, the market's really hot. Interest rates are really low, and it's very, very competitive. I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks and hacks to make sure that you land your dream house. So the first thing you wanna do is don't judge a book by its cover, okay? I have seen some pretty bad pictures online, and then we go look at the house and it's like, wow, this house is pretty nice. Those pictures just sucked.
So I was getting ready to post this video and I was watching Graham Stephan interview his broker, Jason Oppenheim, and they covered something that is just so perfectly fitting for this video. So check it out.
Now, I remember you found that one because it had really bad pictures online.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, this is one of the things, one of my tips that I always share with people is look at the oldest listings on the MLS, the ones with the worst pictures, and usually those I think are the best opportunities because people just overlook them.
You know, the agent's like taking pictures on their, 5-year-old smartphone and like terrible angles, and it's just the house looks like crap. And then you go there and it's pretty nice. And also I've seen it the other way, where the pictures look great and you go there and you're like, it feels tiny. How did they make it look so good in the pictures? So the first thing you want to do is you don't want to judge a book by its cover. There's a house in your price range and it looks halfway decent and the location's okay and you're cool with it. Go look at it because you just never know. You might actually get really, really lucky and land a really sweet house because a lot of people will see that same picture and be turned off and not even go look at it, right? So people are like, oh my God, I'm not even gonna waste my time looking at that house, but actually it's a gem and it'll, you go see it and you're like, wow, this is great. And you might be able to get a steal of a house in a situation like that. Another thing you wanna do is if you see a house that you really, really like. So this actually happened in a recent situation with my client. So I'll tell you what happened with them and how you can kind of use this to your advantage. So my clients were looking at a condo in this complex that they loved. The location was great. The complex was great, had a lot of amenities. The whole place had like little ponds and lakes and streaming water, so it was really peaceful. They had tennis courts and they were making an offer on a unit in that building. The only bad thing was that unit was completely outdated. It was old, it needed a lot of work. It hadn't been updated ever since it was built in the 80s. And they signed an offer and were about to go into escrow. Literally the first day of going into escrow, another unit in the building popped up for sale, same complex, and it was completely renovated. Like exactly how they would renovate the place that they were in escrow on, that was outdated, all the work was already done. So as you can imagine, they're very excited, like, wow, that we love this complex. Now we can get a unit in this complex completely updated. And this is how we would design it. This is how we would remodel it, but now we don't have to go through all that work. So what they did was we went over asking on day 1. We went over asking and we submitted an offer with no contingencies. So I know submitting an offer with no contingencies means you can't back out. Like you got to close on that deal and you got to get that house. But you don't have to necessarily do that in your situation. But what you can do, I highly recommend submit an offer as soon as possible. Okay, submit an offer and go see the house on day 1, right? Show the listing agent you love this house and you really want it. Sometimes people will wait for an open house, and if a house hits the market on a Tuesday and there's not an open house till Saturday or Sunday, that's 4 or 5 days that other people have been seeing it and possibly writing offers. So by the time you go and see that house on Sunday, there might be like 5 offers on the table. So you're already, if you like it and you want to put an offer, you're just going to get mixed in the shuffle, right? There's going to be 7, 8 offers. You're going to be one of the 7 or 8. It gets harder and harder to get your offer accepted the more offers there are. So when there's 8 offers, it's really hard to stand out. Okay, so that's something I highly recommend, is if you see something that hits the market, go see it as soon as possible. Like my client did. Luckily, they already knew the complex. It looked really, really updated. And they're like, we want this. We don't even have to see it. We went over asking on day 1, got our offer accepted, canceled on the other house. And the agent was obviously happy to get an offer on the first day. And he had 15 viewings lined up for the next day, right? So can you just imagine if we had waited and not been very aggressive on day 1, out of those 15 people, who knows how many offers they would have gotten? That was only the first day of showings. And they would have gotten several offers. We would have been one of, again, 5 or 10 offers. And who knows if we would have even got this house. So that's something you definitely want to do when you go house shopping, if you see something you really like. The next thing I would recommend is seeing the house in the daytime and in the nighttime, because there's a lot of neighborhoods that will look one way during the day and another way at night, and you want to make sure you're comfortable with the neighborhood that you're going to move into. That's where you potentially your wife is going to be, your kids, and all that. So you want to make sure to check out the house during the day and at night. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and you definitely want to hit the subscribe button and the little bell, because next week I'm going to talk to you guys about step 3 of buying a house, and that's writing an offer. That is probably the most important part of the 6 steps, because writing a solid offer can make the difference between getting your offer accepted or not. And you may have a really good real estate agent, but these are things you definitely want to know and make sure you do, so that if you love a house, you don't lose out on it and you get your offer accepted. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.